Hello, this is a short video detailing the capture of the serial protocol between the Quantel paint box and the Quantel Ramcorder. So we can see we've got video from the actual output of the paint box, and we have a little app here called QCapture, which is capturing two serial ports. One of them is listening to the transmissions from the paint box, and the other one is capturing it from the Ramcorder, so we can see both sides of the conversation. So I'm going to run through some of the functions in the paint box and see what traffic it generates, and we can capture that here in our little app. So I currently have this deactivated at the moment, so I'm just going to activate the Ramcorder and then we'll start going through some of the simple operations. So if I just touch on Ramcorder, that generates us some traffic. So what I'm going to do here first off is just do a bit of rotoscoping, and that operation with the paint box, it writes one frame out and then reads the next frame in for you to start editing. So that's what these buy and sell boxes are actually for. So what I'm going to do is set this up so when I click my button on the hand control, it will sell a frame and then buy the next one, and then increment these numbers. So if I just select buy, that needs to be 2, you can see that actually generates a little bit of traffic there. So when I click on my my buttons for the rotoscoping, it will sell frame 1 and then buy frame 2, and then these will be incremented, so the next time I do it, it'll be sell frame 2 and then buy frame 3. So if we switch back over to the painting, and if I just pick a white, I'm just going to draw some numbers on here just to so it's nice and quick. So that's frame 1. If I click next now, what that does, that writes that frame out to the frame 1 in the Ramcorder and then reads in frame 2. I can just type on right and 2 there, do the next one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we go back to the Ramcorder, I now have 10 frames in here, which I can now scroll through using this navigation bar. So we've got frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Another thing we can do here is actually restrict this just to 10 frames, and then we can actually play this as live video. So if I do play out background and just play it once, those are the 10 frames, and we can see the traffic there in the capture, and we can actually even loop or reverse that. So I'm just going to change these. Again, we're going to start at frame 100 this time and go to 1, 2, actually no, let's do 150, so we'll do 50 frames. Oops. 150. So what I'm going to do now is actually do some paste up animation. So this is going to do this quick little bit of animation and then write it into the Ramcorder. That's literally all it's going to do. So if we set that, do it. Now that is going through rendering that little bit of animation and writing it out to the Ramcorder. And we can go back now to the Ramcorder and actually scroll through that live bit of video. Even play that out. Okay, another thing that we can do is actually in the animation, instead of just recording this entire frame out to the Ramcorder, what we can do is actually bring frames in from the Ramcorder and then put the animation on top. So I will just change this animation around a little bit. I'll just change the position of this here to be over there, and then the end of it to be down here. So if I wipe that, we can see now that the animation is going to be different. Now if I click on background, what that does is it loads in frame 1. Oh, that's not doing what I wanted. There we go. So that is, let's just change this center point as well. Make it completely different. So what this is doing is loading the equivalent frames in from the Ramcorder and then putting this animation on top and then writing it back. Now what I can actually do is actually write back to a separate location. So if I have the result to be 200 to 250, and then run that animation, you can see there that it's pulling in, it's reading in there's data from the Ramcorder and then writing it out to a different location with the new animation on top. So if we go back to the Ramcorder, we now have the new clip there, and we also have the old one as well. Right, I think that's probably enough traffic there to get started. Thanks.